What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video we're discovering and reviewing another Dumont fragrance from their best line. In my opinion, we're talking about the Borouj line. This is Lamasat Oud. So very similar, not exactly the same, but a twist on the oud wood, carved oud type of scent profile, much spicier, which we'll talk about in a little bit. This was sent to me by the folks over at Perfume Box. You can definitely check them out in the link below. There's a discount code. It's an affiliate link. I do make a small commission if you happen to make a purchase, but all good. If not, I just appreciate you being here to hear what I have to say about the fragrance. Obviously, them sending it has nothing to do with what I'm going to think about it. You know me, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. And if it falls in between, we discuss why I believe it falls somewhere in the middle. But we're going to dive into this review, so stay tuned. So let's take a look at the bottle. So let's take a look at the bottle real quick, because their bottles are nice. That brown and gold design. Some information on the bottom. The cap does hold really well into place. Even though it doesn't click, it has a strong hold to the collar. Heavy metal cap with some plastic fill and a really good atomizer. And as far as the way this smells, super familiar. Definitely oud wood, thymene's carved oud profile, but with a twist. Yeah, you get the similar oud smell. You have some animalic tones to it, but this is much spicier. Nice and resinous, oriental, smoky, but very spicy. Bright, fresh, yet warm at the same time. It's fresh spice. There's a little bit of warmth to this as well. It's got this peppered type of tone to it, almost like a saffron-like fieriness with a hint of leather. Like I said, it has this strong oriental, woody resins kind of dry down to it. This is very good. I would say this is far superior to something like a crafted oud from Maison Alhambra, which is an affordable take on carved oud, and it smells very similar. And sure, it gets the profile done, but the quality here is lights out, night and day different. That's one of the biggest outlying factors for me with this particular line from Dumont. It is their finest crafted fragrances. I think this is where they used the best oils that they have to work with. I'm not saying it's the best oils available on the market, but of the different lines that I've tried from Dumont, this Borouj line is their upper level stuff. They kind of fall in that $48 to $54 price range. They're the upper end price point, which is still extremely affordable for what you get, because we'll talk about performance in a little bit, but the quality of this smell is the biggest difference maker for me. It's up there in quality to me with something like a Spirit of King Zorak, which is kind of a niche reinterpretation of Tom Ford's oud wood. I put this up there with the quality of that from Spirit of Kings, and even that you're going to pay a little over $100 from discounters. You're going to pay half of that, actually less than half of that for this. I think this is a better buy in that situation if you're looking for an affordable take on that profile. Now, if you've never tried that profile, dangerous game. You need to sample for sure. But if you're familiar with the profile and you're just looking for the right one for you, this might be the right one for you, because you get the quality. You have a nice twist where it's enhanced spice, so it's much more inspired with a twist than anything clone of. I would not call this a clone by any means. Definitely inspired, though. It definitely falls into that, and not a hybrid of anything. I don't think it smells like that plus something else. It's that with its own path to walk with the enhanced spices. So all in all, I think this smells fantastic. As expected with this line, nothing in this line came even remotely close to disappointing. Now, performance, 8+ hours in longevity. Easily, that is undershooting it. That is just how I rate them, because as long as you're getting 8+ hours, you're in that very long-lasting territory, and it's well beyond 8 hours. Projection is definitely on the moderate to heavy side. You don't need much. This is a less is more fragrance because it's an intense profile. It's very oriental, resinous, animalic, oud, spice. It can be a lot if you spray a lot. I think less is more. This is a 3 to 5 sprayer for me, and I think 5 sprays is on the heavy side. If you start dialing into that 7 sprays and beyond territory, I think you're playing with fire with choking people out. It's that kind of strong. I'm not going to say it's an obnoxious beast, but it can be if you spray it too heavy. So be mindful of your setting where you're going to be. Obviously, there's an appropriate setting where you can go crazy with it. You'll overwhelm yourself, but as far as your setting. If you're a big open area, big crowd, sure, have fun. Go crazy with the spray if you really feel like you need to. But I can tell you with the way this performs, you don't need to. It's very long lasting. It's very strong for the first 2 hours with that moderate to heavy projection, beyond arm's reach kind of stuff. Again, I say 3 to 5 sprays is plenty here. Personally, that's me. You do you. That's how I do it and how I go about it with this fragrance. And then the sillage falls in that moderate territory. It lingers. It does. It hangs out in the air for a good bit. It's pretty dense. I don't want to say very dense, but pretty dense, I think is the way we'll go here, where it's not the heaviest trail, but far from the lightest. It will linger for a little bit when you leave an area. It will leave your presence felt in a room for at least a few moments after you leave it. And then you have a pretty sizable scent bubble for majority of the life of this fragrance. That's why I say it kind of falls into the moderate territory. You're constantly going to be reminded that it's there. Depending on your level of nose fatigue, of course, will dictate your ability to smell you throughout the entirety of the life of the fragrance. But across the board, I mean, it's in that beast territory for sure. Final thoughts on Lamasat Oud. Lamasat? I like saying Lamasat Oud from the Borouj line from Dumont. Another fantastic offering from them. I can't recommend this line enough. Literally, their best fragrances is this entire line. I think this is the last of them that I didn't have. I think it's 5 fragrances, or 4 fragrances. Yeah, 5 fragrances. It's 5 in this line. I have all 5. All 5 have been great reviews because all 5 are great fragrances. Now, among the 5, I would rank this one the least because it's the one I'll gravitate to the least, because this profile is not my bread and butter, though I do appreciate and respect it and do wear this profile on occasion, but very rare occasion. So that has to factor into how I'm going to rate it. So with that, I got to give it an 8 out of 10 because it is indeed a great fragrance. The wearability is just a little bit lower for me because I feel this is one that you have to dress up a lot more often than you can get away with not dressing it up. And my lifestyle overall for the majority of my days is very casual. So more casual profiles raises the wearability factor for me, whereas more formal profiles lowers the wearability factor for me. I mean, my reality is my reality. Your reality is yours, and I have to rate accordingly. That has to factor into my ratings. Because if I was in a more professional setting like I used to be more often, going to events in the evenings more often than I do these days, then it would be a 9 out of 10 outstanding because I would have so many more opportunities to wear something like this because I'm all about situational awareness and appropriateness. So I'm just too casual of a dude these days for this fragrance in particular. But if you have the lifestyle, the more often than not settings to shine with this fragrance, you might want to look into it. Well, that's my thoughts and feelings on Lamasat Oud in the Borouj line from Dumont. I appreciate you, Perfume Box, for sending this my way, always giving me these opportunities to test these fragrances out and review them for my audience on this channel and getting to discover these to really see just how good this line is. Because don't get me wrong, I enjoy the nitro fragrances and so on, but none of them can hold a candle to this line. It's just how I feel. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback and love hearing from you guys. How many of you have tried this one? Is this a personal favorite of yours? Is it a pass? Was it too much? Did you not like it? Let me know what you think down below. And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on Lamasat Oud and the Borouj line from Dumont, you give it a spray now. It's a real possibility. You might thank me later. Have a good one, guys.